What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken reselling sneakers?
200,000. I have goods stock in Shanghai Custom right now.
You sell sneakers. What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year selling sneakers?
10, 12,000.
Are you able to support yourself off of $10,000 to $12,000 a year? What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
Fuck 'em. Bills got to get paid, bro.
Are you able to support yourself off of $10,000 to $12,000 a year? Everyone knows the sneaker game is not what it used to be. Sneakers are selling for under retail. And so today, I'm in one of the largest sneaker conventions in the world, and I want to ask resellers how they're still making money in this market. First, I want to ask some of the bigger players I've interviewed before how their business is going right now. What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
Just solely sneakers at around $3 million in revenue my top year.
What's the secret behind running a 7-figure operation?
The secret is really to be attached to your clients. Communication's key, right? So if someone needs something, you want to make sure you have it and you're there to tell them.
Have you noticed any decrease in business with the sneaker market being down recently?
For what I do personally, no. I think it's better than ever, but it's because I adapted. A lot of these people aren't adapting. They're doing the same things over and over again, and they're seeing those decrease.
How do you stay on top of the market trend?
I kind of create my own market, right? I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the trends, but if you have a local market, if you can find a space where you're able to make a couple dollars, like that's where I'm at. I'm not going where all the trendy stuff is.
What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
It's a business. You hate making money? Cool. You can stay on that side, you know?
What do you do for a living?
I run a sneaker reselling company out of New Jersey.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year?
I won't tell you how much money I've made. I'll tell you this year we'll sell about $50 million worth of shoes.
$50 million worth of shoes. What's the secret to selling $50 million worth of shoes?
I mean, it's just networking, building relationships, and building a good team, right? Because at some point you're going to burn out if you're just one person, and there's no way you can move $50 million of product yourself. So we've got about 20 people. We've got warehousing operations. It's a whole thing, to be honest.
When did you realize that sneakers can make you good money?
I realized pretty early on. I'm 22 right now. I realized when I was like 14, 15, I started in high school. I made like 30, 40 grand from like $200 as a kid. And then I took that, reinvested it, let it multiply.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken reselling sneakers?
Ooh. I took a pretty big loss last week, to be honest. I did a whatnot stream. I think we lost like 10 grand on like 20K of products. So that was pretty rough.
Sneaker market, it's down as a whole. Have you guys noticed any decline in business?
We noticed in the first 2 quarters of this year it was tough. A lot of our customers were just running low on cash, and it makes sense. It's a tough market. The last month or so, we're in the summer right now, like back to school season. It's been kicking.
Oscar Souls is back.
Yes, sir.
We're back, baby.
Yes, sir.
What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
I mean, I think you just have to understand the way the market really works. For instance, for us, like we don't pay retail for anything. We just buy shoes from the same people that sell on StockX or GOAT, but we buy in bulk. To be honest, the people you should really be mad at, one, are the retailers themselves. I feel like it's a pretty natural thing, and at this point, most shoes go for under retail anyways, so I don't know why people are mad. Probably 60% of our products are, we're selling them at like wholesale prices. So I think the market's changed a lot, and people don't really understand the way resellers work today.
What do you do for a living?
I resell sneakers.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
I become a millionaire since 2019, and I continue to build the number to 8 figures.
You made 8 figures reselling sneakers. What's the secret?
Secret, just be honest with the business. That's it. No other secret sauce. Be serious and honest. Don't scam people. Don't lowball people.
When did you realize that sneaker reselling can make you good money?
When I buy Supreme box logo at 160 in store and resell for $1,000 in 2018. That's the time.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken reselling sneakers?
200,000 so far. I'm still working with it. I have goods stock in Shanghai Custom right now. But that's a lesson I learned. I'll be more careful in the future.
What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
No matter you like it or hate it, I just ignore that because I just do myself, whatever people say. I make my money, I live my life. My friends like me, my wife like me. I don't care anything. Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. What do you do for a living?
I resell sneakers.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
The first half of the year, I just started selling on Amazon. I made 40K in revenue.
40K in revenue. Have you noticed any downturn in the market recently?
Yeah, definitely. The sneaker game is changing, and a lot of these other resellers, they can't adapt to the environment.
Is your business struggling at all?
Nah, I think you gotta see it from a different point of view. Look at the glass half full. instead of half empty, and just adapt to the change of the sneaker market.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken reselling sneakers?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm actually here to sell off some sneakers. Probably lost about 2K in one day.
Damn, bro. Final question. Is sneaker reselling a good business model?
Yes, I think if you have love for the game, you'll see a way through. Look at the light at the end of the tunnel rather than looking beside you. I think if you have passion within the game, it'll all work out for you, and just gotta keep going, keep grinding.
What if you don't have passion?
Well, then it's not for you. If you have to if you have to look for other people to push yourself, then I don't think you can find success in that. I feel like it's within yourself to find the way that makes you be successful. At the end of the day, it is just business. So don't mix personal with business at the end of the day.
How are those vendors making money at the event after spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars just to be there? What do you do for a living?
I buy, sell, trade sneakers, fashion, accessories, clothing, all that good stuff.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
Net, I would say definitely above $100,000.
How much is all of these shoes here worth?
Collectively, this is around, I would say, like around $160,000 worth of sneakers, give or take.
160,000.
Yeah.
Is any of this dead inventory or is it all quick movers?
Most of this stuff I would say is definitely in and out inventory. I would say my in and out will be like around a month to a month and a half, give or take. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty decent. Some inventory, of course, obviously that's value. I'll take a little bit under that and just keep the ball rolling. That's what I tell everybody starting as well. Make that small margin to later make the big chunk.
Have you noticed any decline in your business with the whole sneaker market as a whole being down recently?
People have issues with that thing. Jordan 1s, for example, that's a shoe that's not moving as great, but if you get it for the right price, you'll still get it out for a decent price as well. You still make the money. It's about adapting and knowing what to buy, when to buy, and who to sell. Don't know that all the time. It's just not selling straight to consumer. Sometimes you got to do that B2B play and just take that, again, that small margin and keep it rolling. It's about volume at the end of the day as well. It's not just making that big margin on one sneaker. Yeah.
Have you ever taken a loss on a sneaker before?
I have. Shoot, it's a good loss. I've taken losses, honestly, it's a good percent, probably like lost close to 60% on a shoe before. Yeah.
What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
They should have a car dealership, your real estate agent, everything is gonna be upcharged at the end of the day. That's why the business stays up. That's why your bananas, if you buy bananas at a grocery store, they're gonna be $4 per hand, but if you buy it straight from the suppliers, they're gonna be $2. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's with everything you do in a day-to-day basis.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year reselling sneakers?
Single year? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Ballpark.
Ballpark? In a single year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember.
Got it. The sneaker market has seen a downturn in the last couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has your business struggled because of that?
Yeah, it definitely has. Definitely in the past, like, probably this year has been probably like the most struggle. That's the market's been the worst, honestly.
What's the biggest loss you've taken?
Biggest loss, like on a shoe, probably like 100.
$100.
Shoe, yeah, on a shoe, yeah. Like,
$100. Do you think sneaker reselling is a good business model?
it is if you do it the right way. I feel like nowadays it's better to buy like a lot of bulk and just make 10, 15, like 20% on the pair. Sell it like probably at market, maybe a little bit below. But like, yeah, like there's not really a big margin anymore as they used to before.
Sneakers full time.
Yeah.
Sell sneakers. What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single year selling sneakers?
10, 12,000.
Are you able to support yourself off of $10,000 to $12,000 a year?
Support myself, my brother, my family, and all my loved ones.
Have you noticed a decline in business with the sneaker market being down?
Listen, the market's gonna go down just like in sneakers and cars and real estate and everything in life. You just gotta have the right price for the right buyer and you're gonna be able to survive.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken selling shoes?
We don't take losses, only wins.
Type shit. All right, so this table right here, how much money is this table worth?
10,000, let's say.
10,000.
This is what's left. We already sold a bunch of like special box lobsters, Travis's, Off-Whites. This is just what's left. That's how we're still organizing the boxes and shit.
What would you say to someone who hates sneaker resellers?
Fuck 'em. Bills gotta get paid, bro. If you didn't come online to get the sneakers at 9 a.m., at 3 o'clock they sold. First come, first serve.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in 1 year reselling sneakers?
Probably like 60,000 profit.
60,000. What's the secret to making $60,000 profit reselling shoes?
The orange lobsters and the SB4s.
That's it.
Oh, and the born and raised.
And the born and raised. That was a good year.
Oh, it was a great year. Rest in peace to Chris Monto.
Has your business seen a decline with the whole sneaker market being down?
Absolutely. It's just a lot of things is different nowadays. It's not like how it used to be where people didn't have to use market. We just based off our prices on verbal transactions. If it made sense, we bought it. If we didn't, we passed on it. I look at it in today's days, a lot of people that don't want to take risks or don't want to look into the product because of market. So if I'm charging something on this for this and they look at the market and it's a totally different number, they're not interested. So I think, yes, it has declined a lot because I get a lot of high-end value items and I do get it before release and after release, but unfortunately, after they release, the market's been declining. So yeah, it has been declining, correct, yes.
Do you end up getting stuck with any dead inventory?
Honestly, I don't. The only thing I just choose is to hold on things because I just feel like I know the value, what it's potentially going to become. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't. Yeah.
What's the biggest loss you've ever taken on a shoe?
The biggest loss I taken, rest in peace to my brother Crack. I bought Travis Air Maxes, the Borco Browns and the Saturns, and they dropped tremendously.
How much?
I paid, I think, like between 6 to 8, and I got some of them off, but they dropped to $150. And I still sat on like 2 of them after that. So yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. Yeah.
What would you say to people who hate sneaker resellers?
Just keep hating.